You hear that? You hear it? That's the sounds around my house at 12 noon. And we have it at 6 p.m. Sometimes on the weekends, 4 o'clock, 9:30 in the morning, different times. They ring the bells. But you hear the birds too? There's like this bird emporium of trees and oasis. I was telling you, Rumpelteazer. But now I wanted to catch it, so I hurried up and start this part 3 video on the M's and W's in our palms based on uh you know, the W's and the M's in our palm, divine messenger, holy watcher. These markings are codes, so that's what part 3 is about, and it's finishing it all up. I just had to get that in there. And actually, this is like the third time again I'm trying to make this video today. I don't know what's going on with TikTok. I've cleared out my downloads, I cleared my cache, but for some reason it still acts really weird with filming my vids. So I'm gonna shut up and just get into it and then let it roll through and maybe add stuff to it later. But the less I do to it, the quicker the video goes. So we're going on into it. But I do have to tell you about this portal tonight. That's the 222 portal. Yes, I know it's another one. But coming up next, the next video I will do is going to be about that. And it might have to be divided in 2 segments. I think it's 25 minutes long. It might be 12 minutes long. I don't know. Don't quote me. But I'll get it to you because you need to know tonight all about that one too. And the energy is still very high. It's just, we're 5D now. So the energy is up there and you need to take advantage of it. So let's get into the video and let me be quiet. All right, straight to the video. Y'all know what time it is. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. All right.
We're walking beside you, and above all, we see you. Now that you know the truth about your marking, your mission, and your moment, what's next? The answer isn't external. It's not a new job. It's not a title. It's not approval from your family or validation from society. The answer is inside of you. The greatest power of the marked ones is not what they achieve, it's what they activate. You were never called to follow the crowd. You were chosen to spark awakenings, to restore divine memory in people who have forgotten who they are. Your life is a key. Your presence is a portal. And when you walk in alignment, entire atmospheres shift. That's why the resistance you faced has been so intense. It wasn't because you were doing something wrong. It was because you were carrying something right. And now, it's time to stop hiding that light. Let me tell you something many spiritual teachers won't say plainly. There are chosen ones walking. That their mere presence keeps darkness from prevailing in certain regions. They are the energy holders, the spiritual filters, the hidden prophets, and many of them carry the M and the crescent moon on their palms as a spiritual passport, showing that they were born into this dimension with a higher task. These are the ones who survived what others did not, the ones who cried in silence but still showed up, the ones who could hear divine frequency even in the midst of chaos. You. This isn't flattery. This is revelation. Because it's not just about knowing that you're chosen. It's about acting like it. And that means praying with authority, not with fear. Speaking blessings over your home like it's holy ground. Showing up in spaces with grace, but never shrinking to make others comfortable. Letting your boundaries protect your calling. Do you know why some people could never love you properly? It's because your light confronted the places in them that sit. Now that you know who you are, you're no longer waiting for them to understand. Because when you finally stop asking for permission, your power becomes unstoppable. Let this land in your soul. You have been trusted with divine intelligence. You have been trusted with sensitivity because you were meant to feel what others. You're rewriting spiritual DNA. Your children will benefit. Your community will shift. Your bloodline will carry the echo of your transformation. That's the real reward of the marked ones. They don't live for the moment. They live for the ripple. But be warned, the moment you say yes to your calling, resistance may rise again. That's not a sign to stop. That's a sign to keep going. When the enemy knows he can't take your calling, he'll try to distract you from it. He'll send confusion, Small offenses, comparison, weariness, anything to keep you from walking boldly in your fire. But not anymore. Because now you're aware. Now you know. Now you've remembered. Energy. And you're allowed to start again as many times as it takes until you're aligned. This is not the end. This is your re-entry. This is your divine return. You're not stepping into a new season. You're stepping into your rightful realm. Let this moment be sacred. As you close this video, don't just walk away with a feeling. Walk away with a shift. Take a deep breath. Place your hands in front of you. Look at them. Say this out loud. These hands are marked. I am chosen. I am not confused. I am not behind. I am on divine schedule. I am ready. Repeat that every day for 7 days. Watch what begins to unfold. And remember, when the chosen rise, heaven responds. From my heart to yours, if you made it this far, you're not just watching, you're awakening. You're not just curious, you're committed. And I honor you for that. You've spent so long wondering if the ache in your soul was just yours to carry. But let me tell you something that will settle that storm. That ache inside of you, it's not a flaw. It's a flame. A sacred ancient fire that cannot be put out, only misunderstood by those who were never meant to carry it. And that fire, it is your assignment in disguise. You weren't born to fit in. You were born to wake others up. You weren't born to just survive. You were born to realign destinies through the vibration of your presence, the power of your words, and the stillness of your knowing. That's why you've been uncomfortable in certain places. Why you couldn't play small without feeling sick in your spirit. Why even when you tried to quit, something always pulled you back. It wasn't your ego. It was your essence, remembering the agreement your soul made before you were born. Let's return to the symbol of the crescent moon for a moment. The moon doesn't apologize for its pee. Wanes. It disappears. And then it returns. So must you. This is your season of spiritual return. A re-emergence, not just into the world, but into your true identity. For years, you may have wandered with doubt, self-sabotage, and spiritual fatigue. But the return doesn't require you to be perfect. It only requires that you say, I'm ready. And when the marked ones say, I'm ready, heaven listens. You are being crowned, beloved. Not with gold, but with clarity, with peace, with the inner knowing that says, I am who God says I am. That is the greatest crown any chosen one can wear. And when you wear it, the fear leaves, the striving stops, the comparison breaks. You become undeniable, not because of arrogance, but because of alignment. The caterpillar has no idea that its slow, crawling path will one day become flight, but it trusts the process. Even when it's wrapped in darkness, spend years being underestimated, misunderstood, even abandoned. But the metamorphosis isn't about the world. It's about the internal reformation that happens in silence. And when it's complete, you don't crawl back into your old life. You emerge, you soar, you shine. Hear me clearly now. Your time of hiding is over. The inner shifts you felt lately, that restlessness, it's your soul saying, the cocoon is breaking. You're being summoned. So don't go back to playing small. Don't re-enter the rooms where your voice had to shrink. Don't try to convince those who were never assigned to understand your light. This is not their message, it's yours. And from this moment forward, your spiritual walk will no longer be survival. It will be sovereignty. Legacy is not built by noise. It's built by alignment. Your legacy isn't what you leave behind. It's what you activate in others while you're alive.
Okay, chosen one. So that's the finale of part 3 about the markings in your hands. And there's more videos I have on that if you scroll down to my other stuff. And I'll see you in the next one about the 2222 portal tonight. Love you.